Thunderstruck. So 60 Minutes last night was supposed to have on they'd done this piece about what happens at CCOT in El Salvador and what's happening to all these people who think they're being sent somewhere. They have no idea where they're being sent, and they're being tortured in CCOT. And 60 Minutes pulled it right before. Right before. And everybody's looking at Barry Weiss going, no, this is exactly, now everybody's threatening to quit. She says somebody just sent a text and said, all these people are doing the bidding for Trump. Yeah, that's what he wants. Again, it's what he wants. Do I think fun things happen in CCOT? I do not. Ken and I have been talking about this for quite a long time. It's like if you're from if you're from Honduras and you get sent to CCOT, why are you going to prison in a country where you've never been convicted of anything? So I had some questions about that. But they killed it. And then they put on a piece about, I think it was musicians in Nottingham, England. I mean, if you're going to put somebody on, you might as well put on the sheriff of. So Ellison is, right now they're in a massive battle in Hollywood. Ellison wants, so the battle going on, but, Netflix is going out there trying to buy Warner Brothers. Ellison wants Warner Brothers. Netflix has offered more. Larry Ellison came out today and said, I'm going to give you $40 plus $4 billion in equity financing, right, for the offer. And they're battling it out over there. But all of this has to get through Trump's Justice Department and everything. So he's playing the game, what he wants. And what they want is they want to combine CNN and CBS News. I don't know what that's for, but they are. That's their goal.
Wouldn't that make it CBN, and don't we already have one of those?
We do have CBN. I forgot about them. CBN, that's Christian Broadcast Network. But you guys forget that, too. So this will be interesting to see. I mean, how many people? Barry Weiss, she was the one who had Erica Kirk on a Saturday night, and that was that fell apart. And now she's going to have J.D. Vance on, who apparently is going to be the president, according to Erica Kirk. I watched none of that. The only thing I watched was Nicki Minaj this weekend. Well, not even that. I watched it this morning when I got up to watch my 3 Christmas movies.
Hallmark movies?
2 Hallmark movies, but in between, I watched Violent Night. If you guys don't know what that is, David Harbour, who may or may not be the creeper that everybody thinks he is. And was it Stranger Things?
Yeah.
A lot of people had some issues with him there. But he's great in it, and John Leguizamo's in it. But Santa Claus is kind of at the end of his rope. He's just sick and tired of Christmas. Greed. And he goes to this house, and they're just the worst rich people ever. But they're one of the daughters, Trudy. She's a little girl. She's like 12. She believes in Santa. And these places they're being overtaken by all these bad guys. And Santa's
Turns out Santa can kick some ass.
He is. Yes, he is. Because in the middle of the movie, you find out that Santa used to be a warrior that was a Viking. And he was like Eric the Red or something. But he used to smash people's heads with a giant, huge sledgehammer called Skull Crusher. How he becomes Santa, we do not know. But that is supposed to be in next year's Violent Night Part 2, which will be coming out next December. Because movies! Isn't it great? Do we have those kind of movies out? I think so. To go along with my awesome. Like today, my first Christmas movie was about a woman. You guys, this will be a shocker. Her husband died. And she's got a little daughter. Daughter wants a puppy. And, she meets a guy. And needless to say, I'll just say they ended up getting together. But the reason that the daughter wanted the puppy so bad and that she was over and didn't want puppies, didn't want to celebrate Christmas was because her husband that had died was going out to get a puppy, and then he got killed while getting the puppy. But Christmas magic saves the day. Woo! And it'll save the day tomorrow as well. No word, Violent Night is amazing. Violent Night is absolutely amazing. Chad, you really dual troll Trump when you question his policies. I say, F drug dealers. They're killing our kid and people. Where do we start? Drug dealers? Who are we talking about? Are we talking about the drug dealers that are in Venezuela? Not the one we actually pardoned who was an actual narco that you could point to. Not that guy, right? No.
Can't question your favorite politician's policies. That's un-American.
No, it's totally un-American. Do what we say. We are not a cult. Do what we say. We would never question you. Do what we say. I can't believe this. Do what we say. Meh. Should absolutely be able to question. I question what's going on because we put ourselves in a position now where China and Russia are closer. India's getting closer with both of them. The dollar's getting crushed. Gold's up 70%. Always a win for gold. China's trying to crush the dollar. We haven't fixed the fentanyl crisis, by the way, which does not come out of Venezuela at all. And yeah, I had issues with us sending people that were not from El Salvador to CCOT. Who wouldn't? I mean, that's not their country. Send them back to their country. And if they won't take them, then find a third country. But that country should take them for they came over here. If they broke a law, then we came in jail here. That's it. But you should be able to question. The beauty of questioning, like with the whole CBS thing. I mean, they're kowtowing to him. They are. Well, they already paid him off. Yeah, they paid him off so they could get the thing through, so they could get the merger through back in the day. That's all they cared about. And that's all that's all they wanted. They'll pay him anything just to get it through. It's the same thing here. But no, it's like some of the stuff I love what Trump's done on the border has been fantastic. It's been incredible.
It's been so fantastic that nobody's talking about the border anymore.
I don't even know if we have a border.
The only thing we talk about when it comes to immigration now are the illegals that are in the country. We're not talking about the border at all.
That's what we wanted. Absolutely. 100% what we wanted. That's great. I love that. I love that. And I don't, again, I don't fault him for the Russia thing. I think he was in over his head there when he's talking about, I think he thought his relationship with the Pooter was good. It wasn't that good.
But he's not the first to be taken in by Putin either. I mean, George W. Bush bought Putin's crap hook, line, and sinker.
Everybody has. I mean, this guy's and Trump has nowhere to go with Ukraine. I think he's done a good thing so far in the Middle East, keeping Bibi on kind of a short leash, especially for the last umpteen months. But that thing's not done yet. I like a lot of the stuff he's done. Doesn't mean we can't question. And if you can't question your leaders, that's a scary thing.
We should be the ones holding our own accountable, not somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's, I don't know. Like I said, y'all whine about Trump pardoning a dealer. Maybe he gave up a bunch of evidence on other dealers. Who? The former president of Honduras? There's nobody he's given up that we already don't know, like the Sinaloa cartel. He's not giving them up. It's not. So illegals can only be deported where they'll be accepted. For instance, Venezuela sent all the criminals here on purpose. They refused to take them back. No, actually, that's not true. Venezuela was taking them back, and we asked them last week if they would resume taking back. This is what's so weird about Venezuela. We're asking them, hey, you need to leave, but is there any way you guys can take back your prisoners? And they're like, yeah, we'll take them back. For a while, they stopped, but they've been taking them for a while. But I don't think we should. I think most of you agree. Look, we shouldn't be sending everybody that's, to a place where they're going to get beaten and terrorized and tortured. That's not who we are as a nation. We used to be that way. And then we talked about it. And then we put John Kirikow in jail for saying something about it. But we used to kind of do that back in the day. And I'm sure there are still some places.
Don't be fooled. It's still going on out there
I'm
somewhere.
Sure there are some places out there where stuff's still going on. 3 o'clock in the morning, things are happening that are horrible in faraway lands. There's no doubt. So I would love it, Venezuela. I hope we don't go into Venezuela. I pray we don't do it. Cuba's going to be next, although Cuba's going to fall apart on its own, especially if we strangle any lifeline they have coming from Venezuela, Russia, China. I don't think they're going to do anything. They're not going to do anything to save them. But it's got to be Venezuela first. But why again Venezuela? That's what I want to know. If it's because of the drugs, Colombia's 1,000 times the drug dealer Venezuela is. And if it's because of fentanyl, Mexico, baby. China. Why are we doing nothing with China? If we're that serious about it, why don't we have the cojones enough to go, screw you, China. You guys are doing this. You're poisoning our people. Is that what you're doing? Is this fine? Then screw you guys. We'll build our own toys. Who wants to build their own toys? No, not me. Not me. I'm not a toy builder. I'm Santa Claus. I'm not a toy builder. I just fly around and give away the stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Let me know what you think. The Epstein stuff came out. There was nothing there. There was never going to be anything there. I don't think that we ever thought there was going to be anything there at this point.
Isn't it more accurate to say some of the Epstein stuff?
Yeah, some. That's probably the best. A smidge of this has come out. I don't even know how much, Ken. What are they saying? 10%? 15%?
I'm not sure, man.
It's not a lot, I'll tell you that. And then most of those pages were redacted.
Yeah, they had pages withdrawn, then all of a sudden, then put back up.
Yeah.
And it's just leading to a lot more questions.
A lot more questions.
We don't have the files that were required to the extent that the law that Trump signed said we needed to have.
Yes, that was a big deal. Because this was supposed to be everything, minus some stuff that could have put people in danger, that there could be investigations on, which nobody's being investigated. Have you heard one word about anybody being investigated? No. So what happens from here? No idea. Now, they want to, because Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna are very serious about this. They want there to be some repercussions from the Justice Department. You guys have not done your job. You're not, and they said, well, it's really hard to redact all this stuff. It's really hard. Okay. This wasn't a surprise. You had a month to do this. And you just tell everybody it's really hard a few days after you release this stuff? You didn't bring it up at any other time talking about how hard it was? You made it an extension? It's just, like Ken said, there's a lot more questions, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't. I've always said I don't think Trump did anything. I still don't think Bill Clinton did anything. So what? He likes young 20-somethings. Won't get over it.
Can you blame him when you consider what he has to go home to?
Yeah, it's a funny thing. A lot of people are like, well, I get it. Even Republicans are like, yeah, I get it. And over the weekend, they were blasting, well, Bill Clinton's on there. Who cares? He's not president anymore. He's not. And can I just say this? The Democrats don't care about Bill Clinton anymore. They don't care about the Clintons. They would love for the Republicans to find stuff in there with Hillary. They would love that. Takes the pressure off of them. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of this. Tons of stuff still to try to squeeze into. The timeout box did not go well in New York City. Wait till you guys hear this. I don't even know how somebody go, you know what, this seems like a good idea. And I know Chris talked about a little earlier, the no English bus driver. She speaks English, but she didn't want the other kids to speak any other language on the bus. And we'll talk about that. Again, I feel bad for her. When you hear, you'll go, oh, I don't think she did that on purpose. I just think maybe she's a little insensitive, not quite understanding what was going on. And I understand why she did it. Don't get me wrong. But you should probably, again, maybe have taken it to some other folks as well. Talk about that among other things coming up. Happy Christmas week. We're here today, tomorrow, and then we're off till Monday, Tuesday again next week. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7. Yeah. Little mistress for Christmas.
1990.
People probably listening going, you guys are playing that sinning songs. Bunch of sinners. Bunch of sinners. Oh, settle down. I was shopping this weekend as I'm out there, doing my thing. It was the week after the Black Santa. So the malls were full-ish, but what I noticed is not a lot of people had bags. There wasn't a lot of buying. We never had to wait in line to buy anything. I found that weird. I find it kind of like, I thought, well, there's a lot of people out here. And it was packed. But, man, we'd go, and it's like we wanted to buy something, we could buy it. And there wasn't like, it's going to be a 10-minute wait or whatever. Nothing. That was an odd situation. I don't know what I don't know how well everything's doing. I think with the inflation, and if we go look at the volume, that's what you got to look at, the volume. So if, you bought 10 last year, right? That's the volume of whatever it is to get to this price, like $1 million, whatever. And this year you only have to buy 8.5. So if you're buying 10, while the money may be bigger, are we spending more and getting less? Which has kind of been the theme of a lot of things. Man, I got some chips this weekend. Those big bag of chips for Charlie and I, because we're going to watch the football games. Football. And
what kind of chips?
Barbecue chips.
Oh.
There was nothing in it. There was nothing in it. You could have put it in one of those little bags that we get here in our little machine.
A shrinkflation, man.
It is.
Well, they're also trying to make sure you have enough air in your life, so they fill it, full of air with the chips. So you get both. You're buying both.
They just don't want you overdoing it, Brother Chad.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's like
I don't. They need to mind their own business.
You get a chip. I'm fine not overdoing it. Great.
A chip. Yes,
Great.
sir.
Great. I'm fine not overdoing it. But don't charge me for for the right to say, hey, we stopped you from overdoing it. Because that's what I felt like they did. There's a lot of nothing in some of these things. I was like, my goodness me, that's a lot of money for chips with nothing in it.
How much were the bags? Well, first off, how big were the bags? What size were they?
So it was like when you go to the store and you buy a big bag. It's like a family size.
Yeah, family size.
Yeah, and it was like $6 or something.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane. It was insane. The hell's wrong with you people? What are you charging me for? It's not very Christmassy. Santa knows who you are. Also, I saw somebody eating those naked chips. That they don't have any of the coloring in it anymore. So there's just something about like when I want to eat a Dorito, I want it to look like a Dorito.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want it to look like a corn chip, but taste like that because it doesn't do well for my brain. And I'm like, but it's better for you. We're all going to be healthier. I get it. But maybe no. Maybe just allow people to have their choices. Educate them on their stuff. This isn't the, 50s and 60s and 40s when they were telling you to go out and smoke cigarettes. This isn't that. So educate them on what's in this stuff and then let people be. Even though we have an obesity problem with our kids in America. Man, that's a big deal. Like, we have a huge problem with the kids.
Now, a new Journal of the American Medical Association study finds nearly 160 million kids ages 5 to 19 worldwide are living with obesity. Overweight at a young age can raise the risk of type 2 diabetes, liver disease, heart problems, and other serious long-term complications. Experts support the use of weight loss medication for children in some cases, but they stress that healthy habits are still the key to maintaining a healthy weight.
Some cases. Your kid has to be really in trouble. There's no way that your kid should be on weight loss medicine. You pack them something healthier, you get them moving and out of the house. There's no way that your kid should be on, unless they're just so massive. But we got a problem. Well, not if you buy these chips, though, for $6. First of all, you go broke buying them. And secondly, there's nothing in them. Nothing. I was shocked. I get the shrinkflation. I get it. But this was ridiculous. I was thought, damn prices through the roof, too. It's probably for all that air they charged me for. Yeah, this will fool them. You pick it up. It's virtually, you know what it is? It's almost like there's one thing and there it goes. Oh, damn. Even when we go to the store, like you go buy like one of these little Red Bulls or something. Yeah, I'm so damn, like, how expensive is this? Go buy a soda and you're like, it's how much? Like $3.29, $4.29 for a large drink at a fast food place? Sweet.
Used to be able to get like a 12-pack.
Yes.
For under $5.
Under $5
of soda.
Not anymore. 2 liter used to be virtually 99 cents. They're on sale if you got your little card. You're like, great. Never. Dreaming in today's world. Dreaming. All right, coming up. It is, probably wouldn't have called it the timeout box. I probably would have called it the dumbest thing ever if I was there and said, take it down immediately. We'll talk about that, among other things, because this story is wacky. Chad Benson, Super Talk, 99.7. Oh, what a great song. Man, that voice is so smooth.
It's like butter.
It's like butter. Like butter. Man.
I really hope he gets over this because I've never gotten to see him live, and I would love to.
Yeah. It's pretty positive. It's so far positive.
The beauty of being in the situation, unless it's, the kind of cancer, pancreatic cancer, something like that, he's getting checked anyways because what do you have, throat cancer first?
Yeah, throat cancer in 2020.
Yeah, so you've got throat cancer first. He's probably getting checked out quite frequently, and he probably has 5 or 6, doctors are hanging out with him all the time because you get to that point, you probably do. Which is, that's good, though. It sounds like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he says he's going to go through surgery. He has, postponed his dates. But, he sounds pretty positive about what he's hearing from his doctors. So,
which is awesome.
Prayers up and fingers crossed.
Prayers up, fingers up. Otherwise, he might be going to the Copacabana in the sky. Oh, Chad. Who do you think's the first one to greet him? Liberace? You stole my act.
Steal your act? You weren't using it anymore.
Yeah. You think it's Liberace. Hello, everybody. He was fun. Maybe it's Paul Lynn.
I just watched a Christmas special from the 60s with Paul Lynn in it.
God, Paul Lynn was so great.
It was on with Bob Hope.
Bob Hope was great, but Paul Lynn, just otherworldly.
Who knew he was gay? That was such a shocker when that came out.
It was such a shocker. And if you've ever watched American Dad and you want to know, man, is Roger the alien Paul Lynn? It is. It is. It absolutely is. God, Paul Lynn was my favorite. He was my favorite square.
Oh,
well, wasn't
Hollywood
he
Squares?
The only one that was actually employed as on that show?
I think he was the only one that was employed. Everybody else was like guest stars.
Guest stars, yeah.
But Paul Lynn was because he was so quick.
Oh, yeah, his wit was razor sharp.
Yeah, that's the beauty.
Of course, he had been a stand-up for years, hadn't he?
Yeah, he had done like something. Yeah, he was awesome. Oh, Paul Lynn. Paul Lynn, baby, the great Paul Lynn. Passed away, the age of whatever it was, way back in the day. I don't know why somebody didn't say, hey, guys, maybe this isn't the best idea.
For these parents.
Outrage in a northern New York State school district.
I'm here to speak for my grandson who was put in that box.
Over what families claim is depicted in these photos, a wooden box which appears to be in the corner of a classroom and used as punishment for students, including some who have special needs. Chrissy Onyentahase Jacobs, a parent and former Salmon River Central School District board member, posted the photos to social media, given to her, she says, by teachers who recently left the district.
It broke my heart. When I received those photos, I myself became physically ill.
Yeah, the box, and I think that's the best way to describe this. It's a box. Like if you've ordered something big, I'm talking something big that sends you from Amazon and it's wood, that's what it looks like. With a mat on the inside, and a lot of these kids are special needs. And nobody's been in the box. Who thought it was a good idea for the box at all?
New York Governor Kathy Hochul calling the allegations alarming, ordering the state's independent education department to rectify this situation. Many parents speaking out at a public meeting Wednesday night.
He explained to us that if you are angry or if you are sad, this is where you go when it's time to calm down.
What was the mood that night?
A lot of anger, a lot of sadness.
I would say yes. A lot of anger. Again, it's a box. You don't put somebody. This is not like a penalty box for kids. You've been bad, go sit in the penalty box. You've got 2 minutes of shame, eh? And then you come out. No, this is a box, and it's in the classroom. Even if you think about kids with special needs, kids with autism, stuff like that, the fear factor of some of these things alone, there's no reason for it to be even in there. There's no reason whatsoever for it to be in there. I mean, why did nobody go, hey, maybe this is a bad idea? Maybe no on this.
The district superintendent issuing a statement saying at no time was the item depicted in the photographs used by any student at Mohawk School. The district also serves a nearby indigenous tribe. Tribal leaders calling for the superintendent's removal and an independent investigation.
This is not right at all.
The district's Board of Education announcing an investigation while reassigning the superintendent to home duties pending the outcome. But some community members say the damage is already done.
I would say so. The indigenous are not happy. Is that what we call them, indigenous? I don't even know what you call people anymore because I feel that I'm going to say something wrong because everybody's all uptight. But you can't. That's something. Two things. First is, where are the parents that didn't go? Was nobody ever allowed in the classroom? Because the minute I walk in, I look over there and I say two things. Either somebody's going in that box or there's a monster in the box. You guys are afraid to let it out. And the other thing is, why is it that the two teachers who left have to snitch? Why didn't you guys snitch before? Again, nobody stood up and said, maybe not a good idea. Maybe not a good idea. We go from one school thing to another.
English only. That's part of what the sign said at a Juniata County bus driver's window. She was fired after that. Tonight, she's sharing her side of the story.
I do care. I care about a lot.
Caring is exactly what Diane Crawford says led her to serve the Juniata County School District and subcontract with Rohrer Bus.
I don't know what else to do. I get Medicare and Medicaid now and SNAP. I had to go on antidepressants because of this.
Antidepressants. So they fired her because she put up by the way, the sign was pretty crude. It wasn't like there was this massive, it's kind of a poorly written sign. And okay, at first you see everybody at the outrage, right? So then I'm like, okay, let's take a look and see what this is all about. So I take a look and I read the story. And then you see her and you realize this lady wasn't trying to be mean. This lady wasn't trying to be racist. How should I say this, boys? Limited in understanding the nuance of modern times.
Crawford says her contract with Rohrer Bus came to a halt February 1st after she put up this sign which read, "Out of respect to English-only students, there will be no speaking Spanish on this bus."
I didn't mean to be racially insensitive or anything like that.
Crawford claims she never got to explain that the sign was put up to encourage safe and respectful behaviors and was directed at a bilingual student who allegedly had a history of riling up other students.
I didn't know if he was bullying somebody, telling them to do something they shouldn't do. How do you keep control of your bus if you have no control?
True. All right. How do you keep control of the bus? Anybody? Not quite sure. Keeping control of the bus. No English. When you listen to her, though, I would have done it different. I would have went through and say, okay, what exactly are you trying to say here? Well, what we're saying is I think there are people on the bus, young kids in particular, speaking Spanish, and who knows what else they're speaking. I don't know what the makeup is, here. And I think they're bullying kids, and they're starting some stuff, and I don't want that. I don't want any fighting on the bus. This is my route. I just want it to be what it is.
The district and Rohrer Bus writing in a joint statement today that the investigation had finished quickly after Crawford admitted to installing the note, writing, quote, "The relevant facts of the situation were fully known and discussed among district and Rohrer leadership, and that it was, quote, determined that the conduct did not align with the standards and expectations for student transportation providers."
Which she probably had no idea, because when you listen to her, you're like, oh... She drives bus. That's what she tells us. She drives bus. She's not a bus driver. She drives bus.
Do you regret making the sign?
Maybe I should have worded it different. Maybe I should have said bullying has no bullying in any language, but I didn't mean it to be anything but to correct him. I dedicated everything I had to driving bus. And it was for the kids. I love the kids. The kids love me.
So apparently in that area, in Pennsylvania, I think you own the bus route. So you buy the bus route. And so she wants her $30,000 back or whatever she ended up having to pay for this. And so you buy the bus route and then you go out and you contract with this. There's no reason this lady should have been fired. I don't think she had any racist intentions, but we live at a time of knee-jerk reaction. And let's be honest. Some people are ridiculous. We recognize that. But this was not that. You heard her right there. I mean, listen to this, guys. Do I think that this lady worded something that was racist?
To drive and bus.
To drive and bus. Hey, Belle, do you want to drive and bus?
And it was for the kids. I love to drive and bus.
Drive and bus.
I prefer to bus and drive.
She's not a bus driver. She's a drive in a bus. I think it was poorly worded, and this is where common sense somewhere comes in and somebody goes, hey, this is not in this world, right? It's going to become something big and people are going to freak out. Let's pull this down. Let's have a talk. Let's find out what you really want to say, and that way we can have this conversation in a way where we're not, there's no reason to take her drive-in bus away. No reason whatsoever. Coming up. What to get the people that have everything this holiday season? What to get everybody? Well, how about this? There is one gift that they're saying, this may not be the gift. When I saw the story, I was like, this is spectacular. This is everything you want some wacky story to be at the holiday times. Just in time to ruin Christmas. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Somebody texted, here's the thought, Chad. How about we low-key make fun of a lady who may or may not be intellectual on your intellectual level because you have a radio show and it drives a bus. Cool. And she drives a bus. You're right. I made fun of her. So here's the two things. I stood up for her and said I don't think she was racist, or she is a racist and she doesn't like Mexican kids. Kind of stood up for her, right? And I didn't say she was stupid. I just said, well, she does like drive bus. But it was more of she doesn't quite understand the nuance of the modern world of political correctness working for school districts, no matter what state you're in, if that makes sense, as we all know. Now, for Christmas this year, many of you are going to be getting 23andMe or one of those Ancestry DNA things. They're both saying may not be a good time to give it. And the reason is about 5% find out mom or dad aren't mom or dad. Mostly dad. So they're saying, buyer beware. Ho, 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 your mom is. They are finding out that 5% of the people who do these things, parents, either one or both aren't, and they were not told that. So people are reliving their moments of finding out that dad in particular isn't your dad. And by the way, he didn't know he wasn't your dad. So it's all a bit Christmassy. Could you imagine that?
It's sort of like in that Steve Martin movie, The Jerk, where he found out he wasn't actually he wasn't a real member of the black family.
Yeah. Or like Elf, where he finds out he's really not an elf because there's a difference between elf sizes. You see the way that works?
Yeah, and he got dizzy.
Yes.
And then bumped his head running out of his little elf house.
His little tiny house. And I was laughing. I was like, oh my God, I could not, but it's got to happen, right? They said, be prepared for the unexperienced. Even if you know your parents are your parents, it's a good idea to take a beat before sending your DNA away. Oh, my Lord. So when someone learns that a parent is not who they believe, the first instinct is often message every DNA match with statements like, I was adopted, or I don't know who my father is.
My mother cheated, apparently.
That's got to be a... well, I mean, it makes for an interesting Christmas.
Maybe my dad is Santa Claus.
Yeah, that'd be the good one.
Interesting doesn't always equal good.
That's the thing right there. It doesn't always equal good. Because let's be real. Every once in a while, you send those things off. You're like, I hope I'm not related to any of these people. Oh, crap. This sucks. Oh, you wanted to be adopted, and now your mother and father were looking for you for years, are worth billions, and they've got all this money to give to you and make it up to you. No, then you find out, nope. Nah, this is what I'm stuck with right here. You guys. 5%. Think about that. How many of these did they sell? Oh, my Lord. All right, coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Who knows what we'll talk about? It'll be fun. I can promise you that, because we like having fun. Maybe some more Christmas movies. Some of you guys have been asking me about some of my favorite Hallmark movies. There's a bunch of them. We'll talk a little bit about that, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Benson, Super Talk 987.